Before we get started, I just want to say a few things. First off, this is the S&W EXPerience, and I am the Shogun. I'm coming to you live from my undisclosed location, and I just want to give thank you to the King of Kings, Triple H, who's recently retired from in-ring competition, for good. I won't focus on the why. I'll just focus on the thing itself, and I just want to say, thank you for the last 25 years. I think it is. I remember something about a 25th year anniversary of him being the game. So yeah, thanks for the last 25 years of you Triple Hing, whether you were the biggest, jerk in the authority, getting the loudest boos in the audience, or when you were one of the coolest guys ever running with Evolution, or telling people to suck it in DX, or, just being the fourth wall breaking best version of yourself towards the end, talking about you and your friend Mark not watching the show, or, the guardians of the independent scene that protected used to. That was good, man. That was it. Little inside jokes that fans. It was. I liked Triple H towards the end, man. I fucked towards the end. I liked him ever since the 2000s. Shit, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I just wanted to say thanks. One of my favorite Triple H. Things that he would do would be his Wrestlemania entrances. Chief among them being Wrestlemania 27, when he had the song For Whom the Bell Tolls opening for him, and then he comes in covered in armor with a whole bunch of guys and shields. That was awesome, man. I mean, he would go on to do bigger entrances than that. For example, Wrestlemania 30 with that operatic entrance where he was surrounded by Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. And 31, we had the Terminators. 32, we had the Stephanie McMahon in this Game of Thrones inspired entrance. 33, he came down on motorcycles with Stephanie. It was awesome, man. It was fucking awesome. I think that was 33 and 34. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool, man. He had a bunch of dope entrances throughout the years, man. And he also had some cool matches. Those matches that I mentioned from 30 all the way to 35, I think, they were pretty dope, man. Yeah, he had many great moments in the ring, and there were so many things that were cool about him. He was badass. He was cool. He was funny when occasion calls for it. When Stephanie McMahon said that he came up a little short in the bedroom, and he would say hell, even a 747 looks small when it flies in the Grand Canyon. That was good. That was good, man. That was a solid bird right there. But hey, enough of all that. Thank you, Triple H. You well-earned retirement and future Hall of Famer. Respect to the game. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is the S&W EXPerience. I am the Shogun. And here we go. Adrenaline in my soul. WWE signed Cody Rhodes. If you can't tell what I'm doing right about now, I'm fucking hyped, man. I'm ecstatic about the fact that Cody Rhodes is back in the WWE, man. The Fed got him back. Not really. He came back on his own volition, but goddamn, man. There'd been rumors for months. You hear months. There'd been rumors for months. I mean, we knew he was leaving AEW. We knew that. We knew he was out there somewhere. And there was talking I don't know, man. Going back to WWE, it just seems unlikely, given that's where he left, and given all the shots AEW's taking, him smashing that big old throne. But then I came back. through the doors, man. He was Seth Rollins' mystery opponent. Now, of course, there were plenty of, guesses as to who it might be. Some said Elias, others said it was Shane McMahon, since he was fired, but then rehired as WrestleMania season came close. And everyone was like, oh no. They're gonna reveal it to be him, and aren't they? There were some jokers out there saying that because of the vacant space being all white, that it might be white vision. But no, it is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, coming down to the ring, being serenaded by his song Kingdom, wearing his kick-ass red, black, and gold. No, wait, red, blue, and gold attire, looking like something out of Judge Dredd. Oh, man, so cool. Yeah, felt good. WrestleMania Night 1 is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The Shogun here on the S&W EXPerience Review, and I will be reviewing the greatest event in live entertainment, the granddaddy of them all, the showcase of the immortals, the most stupendous two-night event, WrestleMania. 30 something. I think 38, but I'm not sure. They don't number them anymore, so I don't know. From the state of Texas. Let's get it on. Right off the bat, I want to say, going off topic from Cody Rhodes, let's talk about, I'm going to jump from night 1 to night 2, so bear with me on this. I'm gonna say what I liked, what I didn't like. I don't have to, normally when I review something, a movie or TV show, I have to worry about spoilers and shit, but if you're reading this, if you're watching this or hearing this, like, it's WrestleMania, man. You've seen it by now. You're not worried about spoilers. WrestleMania, let's go, baby. Let's go. Before we get into all the other stuff, I gotta say one thing. Without sounding like some misogynist or whatever, that's not what I'm going for. Or some horn dog or whatever, that's not what I'm going for, right? But I'm gonna say it up front, alright? I'm gonna say it because this is what I thought. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan looked sexy as fuck coming down that entranceway. With the masks, the gear, and like, holy smokes, man. Just, whoa. I couldn't even put it to words when I saw it. Yeah. That's like that. It's that video of Randy Orton on WWE. It's like, motherfucker, yeah. I don't know, man. Like that was internally, that was me. I couldn't do that. I mean, there were people around, but like I couldn't. But like, yeah, I was like, oh yeah. That's what I was thinking. Seeing her with the black leather mask, like something straight out of Sin City. And Liv Morgan also there, like, oh man, that's excuse me. Down, boy, down. I'm sorry. All that aside, now that that's out of the way, that match itself really delivered. Oh. So on Twitter, I think it was, I saw on Twitter there was this thing that someone posted, Liv smacking Rhea's ass. I can't. Hashtag live for brutality. Hashtag WrestleMania. I can't see that. My data's not on right now, but I want to see if that happened. I don't know. I don't know if that's what happened, but goddamn, do I want to see. I'm like, God, dude, oh, well, do it. I want to see it. Like this. Oh, shit. This is. Okay. I'm serious now. I'll talk about the match. Sasha Banks and Naomi were also involved. Natalya and Shayna Baszler, yes. That was more of a tag team of convenience more than anything. I mean, I feel like, because, in the lead up to this match, everyone else had to, sort of earn their way in somehow. And yet, towards the last week or so, Natalya and Shayna Baszler showed up, beat up everybody, and were just inserted into the match, seemingly without rhyme or reason. I mean, I get why Shayna Baszler would put. I mean, I get why Sonya would put Shayna in there because like Shayna's been helping like Sonya when she couldn't put hands on Naomi, so it makes sense why she'd be in there. But like Shayna and Talia, but like a year ago, Natalia was with Mandy Rose. No, that was Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke was with Mandy Rose. And while Shayna Baszler was with oh yeah, she was with Shayna Baszler was with Nia Jax, and Natalia was with Tamina Snuka. Where is she? Where's Tamina? Where did she go, man? Like what the hell? That tag team just ended. Was because fucking Tamina's chasing around our truth in the 24/7 title. Why? Just why though? This title used to have a whole bunch of goobers running around with it, the fucking 24/7 division, and now it's just narrowed down to Tamina, Tozawa, and fucking Reggie. Like, what happened, man? Anyway, the match itself was stellar, man. There was this double team spot. You know that spot where like there's a wrestler on the top rope, then two wrestlers go up to try and suplex them, and then another big wrestler comes in underneath them and just tosses everybody off. Yeah, like Ripley and Liv did that to like everyone else, and it was cool. Like they were like one split second off. It would have happened in stereo, but they were off for like a split second. But hey, man, that's still cool. It doesn't rob the coolness of the moment. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, but I like it. It's like that scene in Everybody Loves Raymond where Frank is like staring at Marie's sculpture going, I don't know what the heck this is, but I like it. I don't know what's going on. And I don't want to make assumptions. It's not cool to make assumptions about people, man. It's better to just know. Or if you really want to know, ask them, like, what's going on? And since I can't, and since it would just be kind of silly for me to like go on social media and be like, hey, what's going on between, Rhea Ripley and things? They're like, I'm gonna get like a dozen people be like, man, how do you not see what's going on? Like, what's going on? And there's bound to be one dude being like, oh, you didn't know? Your ass better. Yeah, so I'm just avoid that. Sasha Banks and Naomi got the win. Like there were some close calls. Like no, Naomi locked in a bank statement, but then it got pulled out, and it was just there were so many close moments. And there was that classic tag team moment where everybody comes in, hits the finisher, and then gets tossed by the next person. Then the next person comes in, hits the finisher, tosses by the next person. Then the next person comes in and hits the finisher, and there's only one person left standing, and they have to like take advantage. Like that classic tag team stuff you see in a match. So it was really cool. But the no DQ stipulation did not make sense. This is a tag team match, a four-way tag team match. Why is anyone following any rules if there's no DQ? Why does anyone have to listen to the referee counting them out if there's no DQ? Like, I get that no DQ is a thing and countouts are still a thing, but like, okay, countouts are a thing. You can get counted out. But like, if you do, what does that mean? Seriously, if you get counted out in a tag team to the champs retain, like, what does that mean? I don't know. Like, it's the Batman. Like, I don't know. We don't get tag matches that are no DQ, but countouts is still a thing. The tag matches that are no DQ, but you still have to tag in. It would have made more sense to make it no DQ if everyone was allowed in the ring at the same time. And like, also, if it's no DQ, why doesn't everybody just bum rush like when they try to do a pin or something? Why don't they all just bum rush each other? Like, why are they patiently waiting on the corner and shit? Like, what? Oh, man. This thing between Queen Zelina and Carmella did not make sense. It was just like, but wait, you're like Queen Zelina, you got the crown, the phony accent, waving, royalty, whatever. And Carmella is, a, I don't know, is like the most beautiful woman in the world. That's her shtick now. But like, I mean, if you're so concerned about like your beauty and whatnot, why are you wrestling. Why are you? You know your face is gonna take a ton of abuse. That creepy mask isn't gonna do much. You know, except make you look hella weird, dude. She looks like she has someone else's face sewn onto her face. That mask is fucked up. Like there was a red one. And there's a meme out there. There's a picture of Kane on one side saying what you ordered on Wish, and on the right side it's like what arrived. This is that mask, dude. Fuck that mask. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say on that match. But also, hey man, live for brutality. Oh man, those two. Okay, that's it. That was the last one. I'm having fun with this shit. There was hey man, you're gonna be hearing some shit about like Ripley and them a lot, man. I'm a guy who has fucking Rhea Ripley as the wallpaper for his cell phone, so just bear with me on this. I'm a huge fan. Ever since my first War Games was War Games, where it was like Team Ripley versus Team Baszler. That was great. That was solid, man. I love that shit. That was some good shit. That was such good shit. NXT, the black and gold days, not the rainbow diarrhea days. But it's coming around, starting to grow on me. I'm starting to dig a lot of the new characters like L.A. Knight and Wendy Chu, even though she wrestles in a fucking onesie. What does that have to do with any of this? Nothing. Moving on. The Mysterios versus Logan Paul and The Miz. I did not care. I'm sorry, but I did not care about this match. I didn't give a shit. I really didn't. I mean, it's the typical celebrity match, dude. Like, is Miz that guy? If like a celebrity comes in, is he like the ambassador for them? Are they gonna either tag with the Miz or go against the Miz? Is that what's gonna happen from now on? Because like last year with Bad Bunny, I'm just saying. That match was dope too. That match was really good. Bad Bunny can go, and you show like he really. This ain't just like him trying to get clout or nothing. He got a serious respect for this business and whatnot. Dude did a freaking Canadian destroyer, not just there, but also at the Royal Rumble. But that's not here nor there. You got Logan Paul in here, jumping off the ropes, doing dives, just performing better than expected. But let's be honest, dude. Almost every WWE celebrity who goes into the ring performs better than they expect. We should really, at this point, just say they performed as expected. They didn't botch. There, you did as expected. Congrats, dude. Fucking. I can't wait to see Botch Mania Wrestlemania edition. So it's gonna be fucking wild, man. Speaking of fucking wild, there was I don't think, oh yeah, there was Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair, and there was a little bit of a slip up, so much so that in the non-live feed, the version that was taped and edited by WWE, in that version, during the match, there's, I'm assuming this is when the nipple slip happens from Charlotte Flair. I'm assuming this is when it happens, but in that moment, I think there's a random moment during the match where like the screen goes black for a few seconds, and then it goes back to normal. When I saw that, I was like, is there something wrong with like my feed? Like, what's going on? And then I saw on Twitter, like, someone else was like, hey, did anyone else's feed cut to black randomly during the match? I was like, oh. So, and then I heard there was apparently a nipple slip, and I'm just like, oh, that must be when it happened. That moment right there must have been when it happened. Then I was like, shit. I wish I saw the live feed, not the taped one. I didn't make that mistake the second time around. The second time around, I saw the live fucking feed. I recorded that shit too. So I can rewatch it again and again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. Love that shit. That's such good shit. Anyway, the match between Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair didn't disappoint. I mean, I was a little bit bummed. Like, Charlotte won. I mean, I can see why you do that, but like, I don't know, part of me part of me wanted Ronda to win, but a part of me knew that she wasn't, because they're not gonna book Charlotte Flair to lose to Charlotte Flair is like the golden woman, man. There was a time when the entire women's division was built around this one woman. Whenever she held that belt, whatever brand she was on was built entirely around her. There were no other big matches. So, she was the biggest match in the entire women's division. And, that can be detrimental because in 2020, what happened? One of her boobs burst. And, speaking of burst, I mean, the tie she had on looked like it was about to burst at the seams. And during the match, kind of did. So, I mean, gosh, no, that wasn't funny. Moving on. That wasn't funny. But yeah, hey, she's in phenomenal shape, man. She's not quite the critical mass Charlotte Flair from WrestleMania 2019, but she's getting back there. I think boobs bursting and taking time off to heal from that will do that to you. Like she'll go back down to she went down to a leaner side. She's slowly getting back there. Um, Take a little detour. There was a weird time in 2021 where I was like, this isn't Charlotte Flair. I don't know who this is, but this ain't Charlotte Flair. Dude, she was a lot like Charlotte Flair. Sometimes moves like Charlotte Flair, but that is not Charlotte Flair. That's fucking some Venom Snake shit, man. This is Venom Flair right here. Just fucking, Metal Gear Solid 5. Spoiler alert, but fuck sakes, you know this shit, man. This game is so fucking old. If you don't know this shit, fuck off. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. If you don't know this shit, sorry. I warned you. Spoiler alert. Here we go. In Metal Gear Solid 5, at the beginning, you have to create a character, and then the rest of the game plays out is it just switches to Big Boss. Fuck your created character, and like your Big Boss for the rest of the game. In case you were wondering, hey, whatever happened to that character I created at the beginning? It turns out that you weren't making you weren't making Big Boss change into like this guy created character and you interrupted before it happened. In reality, what happened was the character that you created had been made to look like Big Boss. So yeah, the reason you thought you were playing Big Boss all this time, you weren't. You were just playing some dude who had been made to look like Big Boss. And you led to believe like, oh, the reason you had to relearn all your skills is because your body had atrophied, so bad, and you had to relearn everything. In reality, you weren't relearning skills; you were learning them. You were just a guy being taught how to be Big Boss, and so that's what I think happened here. Like somehow, somewhere, I think like is what happened with the Ultimate Warrior. The rumor about the Ultimate Warrior that when he like the dude came back, he wasn't the same, and everyone was like, "That's not the Warrior. That's someone else. That's someone else that they painted up to look like the Ultimate Warrior." Well, the real Ultimate Warrior was out there somewhere. That's what I thought was going on with Charlotte. Like this woman, whoever she is not Charlotte Flair. Like this is. I mean, because there was some weird shit going on, like that match with Nia Jax. She randomly, like, shit just fell apart during that match. The match was going well, it was a Raw match, nothing big, and then it just went off the fucking rails. Charlotte Flair was like shaking her ass, and Ronda's Nia Jax's ass, like slapping her and shit, like goading her, and like, what is going on? What the hell is this shit? There was so many moments where I'm like, yo, Charlotte Flair would not do this. Even if I'm pretty sure even if she doesn't like you, she'd be professional enough to like do the match as is. This is some weird shit. Like, what is going on? And like, she's seemingly messing up moves that she used to do exceedingly well, and she's doing shit like she's like going against the script, like throwing the belt on the ground or something, like what the and like making Becky look ridiculous, having to pick it up because she didn't want to look weak. Like what since when was that a thing? Since when was that when was there ever this concern of, oh, I don't want to look weak? Like what's going on here? That was part of the thing. I'm like, yo, this is not Charlotte Flair. This is someone else. Charlotte Flair would not do this. Dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't know Charlotte Flair, but I'm like, yo, nah, something's not right here. Something ain't right. This ain't Charlotte Flair. Man. Like, this is someone who looks like Charlotte Flair, who's been made to look like Flair, but isn't Flair. Like that guy in Hitman, that movie with Timothy Olyphant, which is a great film, by the way. It's better than Hitman Agent 47 for damn sure. Anyway, there's a guy who's been made to surgically look like the president of this country, and he orders a hit on him, and Agent 47 carries it out. The next day, like the president's been shot. So put his next job out there. But like the next day, the news report comes out. Oh, president, bullet only grazed him. Wasn't that serious. He's fine. Like he's all right. In reality, the dude who's all right is the double, and the dude who got shot was the actual president. The dude who out here being all right is the double. So basically, the president's double, who looks just like him, is now the president, and the actual president is dead. The fuck? Like, now the government's fucked. Like, yo, now we got this dude, we we got this dude out here. Like, he's just a double. He's not the president that we elected. He's just some guy that we made to look like him and to stand in for the president and what the fuck ever. But yeah, so it's kind of like that. That's what I was thinking. Like, for whatever reason, that was my theory. For whatever reason, in 2021, Charlotte Flair got swapped out. They found someone and made them look like Charlotte Flair, trained them enough, I guess. Trained them to do basic Charlotte Flair moves and whatnot. Enough that people say, this enough to kind of pass for Charlotte Flair, but like somewhere along the line, you kind of went rogue, smacking Nia Jax, tossing the title to the ground, all that shit. It's like, yo, and at some point they quietly swapped out the doppelganger from the actual Charlotte Flair, and shit got rolling. That's why I'm saying, like, hey, she's starting to look like her old self, because that is the old self, not the old Flair. That's the actual Flair right there. So I'm like, hey, something's not quite right, Charlotte. I'm just like, I'm kind of disappointed, because, like, like, if this was, like, this could have been an awesome story if it were real, man. This is an awesome story. Like, I don't know, at some point, have Venom Flair in the ring, talking some trash, and then you hear Charlotte's music come on, and like, wait, but Charlotte's already in the ring. Who's the? And then actual Charlotte comes out and just beats the shit out of Venom Flair like Kane did with masked Kane back in the day. Tosses her out of the ring, claims her title, and life goes on. It would have been like for a moment, but man, it would have been something. It would have been something. Oh shit. Oh damn. Anyway, all that aside, cool theory, but all that aside, the match between Ronda and Charlotte, well, didn't disappoint actually. That was really good. There was some hard hitting shit. There were some moments like good submissions. Grappling was great. Ronda is great in the ring. Like the promo game, I don't think she cuts promos. I think she just talks. Cause I don't. This doesn't feel like, yo, I am reading off a script. No, it's not that. But it's not like back in 2019 when she was all fired up and she was like, damn the man, screw the woo, and no more Mrs. Nice Bitch. Like someone who was legit pissed off at the way like she was being treated and shit. And I was like, oh, like, the fans are actually happy to see me, so I can't be that person, which kind of sucks because that person was just me being me. But like, so I just have to talk, I guess. I don't know. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not discrediting Ronda as a promo cutter. She can cut a promo, but damn, dude, it's like some of her promos. That one comment like she's like saying this through like out her chest. Like, oh, I'm going to just. It's like I'm going to WrestleMania, and I'm either gonna take your arm or I'm gonna beat you. And just like kind of exasperated, I don't know where I heard this. I think it was on Ellen. I mean, like, but like being a mom takes a lot out of you. Like, that's not what I heard. I heard like apparently at the Royal Rumble, like she got backstage. She got to like the big truck that they were all sitting in. She saw like her baby was hungry, and she immediately was like, pulled her shirt up and like fed her. And then she's like, I apologize because like it's kind of, it must have been kind of salty You know what I'm saying? I think it was Ellen. Final season of Ellen. Get that shit out of here. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, the match was great. Finish was a finish, at least. It's more we can say for Hell in Cell 2019. Shit. What was that crap? That was not a finish. The match just ended. And like ended on a shitty note. And there was a cliffhanger that was like, fuck you. Ah, shit, man. You had people chanting refunds. Dude, there have been some shitty moments in WWE history. Some real fuck off moments. But never, I mean, never has the crowd actually sat there after seeing what they've just seen and chanted refund. The whole fucking show just went down the drain with that ending. That means, you know what that means, dude? There have been some terrible shit. Fucking Katie Vick happened. People didn't chant refund. Fucking, I don't know. Like, there's so much crap to name, and people didn't chant refund. But the Hell in a Cell ending between Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins, refund, refund, refund. I didn't pay for this shit. It was so fucking bad that the next pay-per-view they had to put like a little statement at the bottom of the match saying the match cannot be stopped for any reason whatsoever unless the pinfall or submission. It's like, here, we promise that there's an ending to this one. We promise we won't fuck up this time. Fuck. Anyway, I go on little rants every now and again. That's why I said at the beginning, bear with me. I'm gonna be all over the place. Seth Rollins crying, whinging his way to a meeting with Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon was like, instead of, I'm not gonna do this. It's like, instead of jumping through all those hoops, why didn't you just come to me? I'm like, huh? He looked at him like, wait, that's an option? It's like, instead of jumping through all those hoops, why didn't you just come to me? So like, it makes sense, I mean, it would make sense to not have Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I mean, I could book a WrestleMania without you, but I'd rather not. It's like, you will have a match, WrestleMania. You will have an opponent. It will be an opponent of my choosing, and you will find out when you're in the ring. Okay, I'm going to WrestleMania. Jumped up on the desk, did all this crazy shit, whatever. Moving on. Moving on, moving on. And now it is time for the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. But before we get there, the Usos retained their tag titles. They retained, and they was fighting Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura. This felt kind of last minute. I'm not gonna lie, this definitely felt kind of last minute. Rick Boogs and Nakamura. What happened to the Usos fighting the Viking Raiders, man? Anyway, that happened. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, the biggest fucking most feel-good moment of the night for Bianca Belair and everybody who'd been rooting for her since she lost the title at SummerSlam to Becky Lynch. Oh man, that match delivered. Goddamn, that match delivered. It was her redemption story. She got the title back. She beat the woman who beat her, and she did so in convincing fashion. Once more with feeling, Bianca Belair is a women's champion at WrestleMania. You can't spell WrestleMania without EST. Ah, it feels good. Yeah. I'm imagining like Bianca with the title in her hands, like looking up at the lights, bright lights, WrestleMania, going reunited, and it feels so good. So, step up, cause when you mess with me, not gonna kill you, but I'm betting that you will. Step up, cause when you. Apologies, dear listener. I'm just imagining what Richard Cheese and the Lounge Lizards covering Steve Austin's 2001 theme would sound like. How'd I do? Let me know. Probably something like that. Like they did with Get Down with the Sickness back in. Was it Army of the Dead? Night of the Dead? I don't know. Because Army of the Dead was, Viva Las Vegas. Like that shit was good. That was catchy, man. Like, people probably remember that more than the rest of the film. I remember seeing the movie and I'm just like, why do I feel like this is so good? Why do I feel like this is gonna be the best part of the movie? It was. That montage was the best part of the whole fucking film. The rest of the film had its moments, but the best part was that fucking montage. Shit. It was dope. Zack Snyder's king of the slow-mo montage at the beginning of the movie. He nails that shit almost every time. I can't speak for Guardians of the Galaxy, but I can speak for Sucker Punch, fucking Batman v Super. Wait, no. That didn't have one. Now, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yep, absolutely. Kick-ass montage right there. Butchered by Joss Whedon. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy to the sun. Anyway, moving back on to WrestleMania. And Steve Austin showing up on the KO show to fight Kevin Owens. And those who ain't been aware, Kevin Owens has been running his mouth for the last few months, I guess. Yeah, the last month. Shit talking Texas and all the people who live there wearing ridiculous hats. He wore a cowboy hat sideways, walked down looking like Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2. Yeah. And of course, he ended up shitting on Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. And this, in turn, inspired a response from the Rattlesnake, who said he was gonna be at WrestleMania and he was gonna just stomp a mud hole in his ass, said the usual Steve Austinisms, stomp mud holes, walk it dry, stunner, mealy mouth, shit like that. He said all that, and when the time came, when the moment itself came, Steve Austin and Kevin Owens got together one-on-one and main evented Steve Austin, let that sink in, people. Steve Austin went one-on-one with Kevin Owens in the main event of WrestleMania in 2022. You have not entered the Twilight Zone. This is legit what happened. Steve Austin fought Kevin Owens, no holds barred, in the main event of WrestleMania. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Ha. Oh, man. This could have gone a lot worse, but it went really well. And you just have to think, dude, the amount of trust that Vince McMahon has with Kevin Owens and Steve Austin to not only deliver a good match, but to deliver a solid match from a guy who hasn't wrestled in years. To deliver a solid match, not only worthy of WrestleMania, but worthy of Steve Austin, worthy of this momentum that this feud has built up, and worthy of the main event. Holy smokes, man. The level of trust you have in these performers, and the level of these performers to deliver that shit, man. A true, proper, send the crowd home happy WrestleMania ending. Man, son. Man, let me tell you something. Wrong guy. Oh, man. Oh, boo. Mosey on. Ah, shit. What else was there? I mean, Cody Rhodes' comeback was dope. Him nailing 3 crossroads to put away Seth Rollins. Him doing Dusty's signature punches and shit. I was expecting a disaster kick somewhere in there. I mean, I was kind of bummed we didn't get it. But we did get that top rope stunner. That springboard top rope stunner. We went up to the corner, jumped on back, and BAM! Nailed it. What else? We out from one Austin to another. We got Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. That match was alright, man. Pat was surprisingly spry, man. I know about his War Games match with Adam Cole, and it was pretty dope. Pretty dope, man. And like, yo, this dude who is not a wrestler, mind you, went toe to toe with Adam Cole and Undisputed Era, and it was glorious. Oh man, glorious! That will be. I'm just kidding. Moving on. Apologies for the musical interludes. Anyway, this match, there was that like Kip, but like he went off the rope, flipped, landed on his legs like Seth Rollins ducking in F5, sprang up to the top corner and launched Austin Theory. And not only that, but he fucking beat Theory. He beat Austin Theory in WrestleMania in front of Vince McMahon, leading to Vince McMahon for the first time since that Raw match. That Raw, I think, was a street fight with Vince McMahon. That street fight with CM Punk, which is a good match. You should definitely track it down if you can. It's a great match. Check it out. Vince McMahon goes one on with CM Punk before CM Punk can hit the GTS. Feed me more. Like, oh, shit. Back when Ryback was before Ryback tarnished his own fucking name with his crazy ass opinions and shit. But yeah. Yeah, hey, back then when you in the ring and you were about to win and all of a sudden you would feed me more. Your ass was grass, man. It's like I don't you knew like that's it for you, man. You better bail. Oh, there's so many people like when you hear the opening bit of their song, that's it. That's it for you, pal. You either stand your ground and try to go toe to toe, or you get the fuck up out of there. And you know, there are few people when they would hear that feed me more, they would just go toe to toe. Most people would just bail. uh, the people who have that effect would be Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman because like Samoa Joe had that boom boom. It's like oh, it wasn't a oh shit. It was like oh shit. And you know, like he's coming for you. Like the beats of his music, like, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. That's that. That's the sound your head's gonna make when it hits the ground repeatedly, man. Unless you get the fuck up out of here now. And Brock Lesnar, it's like oh shit, oh no, and he can run. So even if you run, he can still get you. He can still get you. Oh shit. Oh man, it was awesome, man. Pat McAfee beat Austin Theory, leading to Vince McMahon to step in the ring for the first time in years. And thanks to interference from Austin Theory and some cheeky shots, you know, from Vin Man himself, he was able to beat Austin Theory in a match that went a little too. It didn't overstay its welcome like the fucking Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon match that went fucking 5 minutes longer than it should have. But it went a little bit too long. I mean, I'm glad this happened, but you telling me this couldn't have happened a little bit faster? You know, I mean, again, he's like in the 70s, but like, yo, you really have to walk everywhere. I'm just saying, he's in surprisingly good shape. I mean, not shape he was back when he did that magazine photo shoot shape, but like you know, he's maintaining himself. You know, I mean, to be honest, he's got a bit of a like punch the front, but anyway, I mean, the dude looking like Patrick Wilson in Watchmen. You know, when he's like the washed up superhero's got a bit of a punch there, like a bit of a gut. But like, hey, moving on. But then, Steve Austin came down. The OG Austin came down. Stunned Austin Theory. Stunned McMahon in what has to be one of the worst stunners I've ever seen. It ain't Linda McMahon bad because though Austin lost him for a sec, he did regain him. But damn, dude. Damn, Vince, you were the second best stunner taker in your whole family. How are you now the second worst? Jeez, dude, what happened? You used to be able to take these pretty well. I mean, you just fall like a normal person would. They got hit with a stunner, I guess they would just fall, man. Like, but dude, man, like, what happened? You almost fell out of the damn stunner. Like, what? Oh, but hey, man, that match was all right, dude. It was good. It didn't overstay its welcome. Had some crowd pleasing moments. McAfee was pretty spry. This was a solid match. It was nice to see Steve Austin back, stun McMahon, bow out, drinking beers, stun McAfee, who sold it pretty well, dude. Like, when Austin Theory got stunned, he went up, and it was like when The Rock would get stunned, it was like, boing, oh my god, it was like that. You're like, when McAfee got stunned, it was like, boom. Oh, it was like when a character in a cartoon or something gets hit in the head with a pan or something, like, and he went down, just. Nice. Yeah, man. Feel good. That was the general theme of this WrestleMania. There were plenty of moments, to this point, that were feel good moments. Like RK Bro retaining their tag team championships. If you remember, for a while, RK Bro were tag team champions since SummerSlam. And they lost the titles to the Alpha Academy. And they had to go through a shit ton of hoops to get them. They had to do fucking spelling bee, scooter race, drawing stuff. They had to go through all that shit. And they got the titles back. And up come the street was like, "Yo, we fighting you at WrestleMania." And Randy was like, "Nah, man. If you seen what we had to go through to get these titles, like, thank you, but no, thank you, man." And the answer is no. And Montez was like, "We're not asking. We're telling you that we're fighting at WrestleMania." He's like, "Oh, since you think you're telling us now, like, yo, guess what? You off? Like, and with that offer yours, we accept. We're going to WrestleMania. Like, we're taking you on at WrestleMania. Like, yeah." Then the Alpha Academy got involved and turned into a three-way. There were some cool spots in there, man. Like, you got hmm, there were some good moments, man. Arcade Bro was a lot of fun, aren't they? Okay, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, two guys you never thought would team together, and it worked. This is one of the few times WWE made an odd couple pairing, and it worked. From the beginning, when Randy Orton was like the super serious guy who was like telling Riddle to be quiet and like making him lock away his mouth and like putting away the key and shit like that. That was good. It was I don't know, everything. When Randy started to lighten up, that weirdly cheap birthday party that Randy threw Riddle. I mean, damn, dude. The scooter that Riddle brought Randy, they got destroyed, and he was like, "Oh no, the scooter you got me got destroyed. Oh man, I'm so bummed." Like in the meantime, he's like, "Thank God that fucking thing is no longer here. Hated the damn thing." I don't know, man. They work. They work. Yeah. Oh, jeez. That sounds ridiculous, man. If you had to explain the first part of Roman Reigns' theme song, it would sound ridiculous, but dude, it fits. That opening John Williams meets Hans Zimmer section to the fucking harpsichord, the explosions, just that just like do 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 do. It's dope, man. Like Roman Reigns sounds like a fucking boss character in a video game. Not just any old boss, the boss, the fucking final boss coming on his way down to the ring to smash the shit out of you, man. Like speaking of smash, in the lead up, it was this promo he was cutting on Raw. He was talking, and people like, "What?" His guitar was like, "What?" John Roman's like, what? He's like, if y'all keep wetting me, I'ma smash all of y'all like I'ma smash Brock Lesnar. Nobody wanted. That is a first right there. That is the first time somebody told the fans to stop wanting, and they stopped. Holy shit, they actually stopped. That says something. That's the level that Reigns is on. He can literally make the crowd say what he wants them to say and not say what he doesn't want them to say. Holy shit. That one chant used to be the worst fucking thing when someone was trying to cut a promo. Every time you stop, you say, what? You stop, trying to stop, what? And it's like, oh, man. It was like that one DMX song. Stop. I gotta close up. Whoa. Whoa. Right, roll. I just wanna die. What? Gonna try. What? What? It's like DMX trying to do a song during an episode of Raw, you know? What? This guy, what? I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to get fucking demonetized or whatever. That's too late. I've said the word fuck so many times. It's too late for that. But anyway, that's how Rough Riders roll. In the lead up, some crazy shit went down. Holy smokes, man. Dude, Roman Reigns attacked Brock Lesnar at MSG after his match with Austin Theory. And he busted him up, like beat him up with steel chairs and shit. Dude, this didn't even start here. According to WWE, long ago, at the first ever non-numerical WrestleMania, Roman Reigns challenged Brock Lesnar after winning a very hated Royal Rumble. He became number one contender for the then WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Then at the time, the one main title in the whole company. He was going after that title, and to do it, he had to beat the beast, Brock Lesnar. At the time, Brock Lesnar was aligned with manager Paul Heyman, and he was doing his reigning, defending, undisputed shtick after, beating likes of The Undertaker, Triple H, John Cena and Seth Rollins to come at WrestleMania. Now he was going one-on-one with the one. Well, not yet the one, and technically not the one. He's more like the two, because he was the other guy who beat the Undertaker. But that's not the here nor there. Nobody expected that match to really do much, because the build was kinda non-existent. Dudes arm wrestling each other for the title. They weren't actually, they were trying to wrestle the title out of each other's grip. There was a weird interview where Brock was like, unlike him, I don't respect you, and Roman was like, you will. And Roman was cutting these promos about, I will. He immediately cut that shit out after WrestleMania because he didn't, and shit, for the longest time he couldn't. But yeah, and after that, the next time they met was in a match at SummerSlam where Brock pinned. I mean, you all know what happened at 31. Seth came down, cash in. And next time they met up was when Seth went with SummerSlam. It was Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and I think Bray Wyatt. Maybe, I don't entirely. Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. I think Bray Wyatt, but then but that year, no, it was Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar in a fatal four-way. Brock Lesnar beat Roman Reigns to win that match, and I'm pretty sure this was after Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker, which sucks, because it killed his fucking momentum. You just got beat by the first guy to beat The Undertaker, so, yeah, that's terrible booking. What they should have done is, like, if you want Roman to beat The Undertaker and you're trying to set up Roman versus Brock the following year, keep them away from each other. Do not have them sharing a ring. Do not put them in the same match. And do not have Brock pin Roman. It will tarnish whatever credibility he may have later down, because he won't be able to say, you can't beat me, or that you didn't beat me because he can and he did. So fuck's sakes, man, it's terrible booking. And then the next time they fought each other was WrestleMania 34 in their worst match to date. You know how I can tell? Because they spammed finishers and signature moves all match long. Not even Roman getting busted open by Brock Lesnar with sharp elbows could save this match. I mean, it kind of got good towards the end there when Roman was all red, like he put his face in fucking ketchup dispenser or some shit. And I'm like, he was bouncing off the ropes, ready to do that like rebounding spear that he beat the Undertaker with. But Brock snatched him up. F5, 1, 2, 3, bling. Yeah, congratulate. And then the following month at Saudi Arabia, they fought in a steel cage, and Brock won again, but this time on a technicality. So, you want us to believe that Roman Reigns can beat Brock Lesnar, and yet you keep booking Roman Reigns to lose against Brock Lesnar, man. There's no crowd. Like, nobody believes Roman Reigns anymore. Nice job, asshole. You just continuously make Roman Reigns look weak and expect us to believe that he is strong. I mean, fuck's sakes, man. Well, he finally did beat Brock at SummerSlam. And I guess you'd think that would put an end to their feud. You think it would. I mean, in the lead up to that match, there was this nice little promo like, "Hey, you think you deserve a title shot against me?" And Brock was like, "You don't deserve shit, buddy." And he's right. Every time they fought, he lost. He doesn't deserve anything, man. He doesn't deserve to be fucking number one contender. He doesn't deserve shit. Every time they fought, he lost. It was like, why should you get a number one contention? Why should you have a chance to beat again? Nah, it was hyped up so weird. It was like, this guy's a full time. Like, I'm a full timer. Brock is a part timer. Cheer me because I'm here day in, day out. Brock is rarely ever here. He's a part time guy and he doesn't give a shit. The thing is, they made Brock Lesnar not give a shit. They had him sitting in the back reading fucking magazines and shit, saying, "I would much rather be home than, be right here right now." You know what that says? That's it. That doesn't make Roman look good. That makes Brock look bad. And it makes the show look worse because the champion of your show, the main guy, the most important guy at this point because he's holding the Universal title, the main guy doesn't give a shit about your show that he's on. So why should I give a shit about a show? Why should I keep watching if the guy who's on the show doesn't give a shit? Just, ugh. I mean, Roman beat Brock at SummerSlam, and it was great. Yes! Fucking finally, this feud is over. End. Fade to black. Right there before the crowd has a chance to boo. Yeah, man. Next time they would meet would be at the Royal Rumble, I think. No. Wait. I think that was the Royal Rumble. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Next time they would meet would be, I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember when they met the next time. It was at some point last year when, at that point, Roman Reigns had turned heel and Paul Heyman he'd become the tribal chief. Paul Heyman was now his special counsel. The Usos were by his side, and Brock was just by himself. And Brock was like, "I already read they were like at a contract signing for their match, and he was like, "I already read the contract, Roman. I read it this morning with my advocate, Paul Heyman, and it's so Dallas is like, what? Like, what? Like, is this something you tell me?" It's like, "No, my trouble chief." It's like, "Are you sure?" No, it's like, let's pretend one thing. Let's pretend like you do know something, and you're just telling me. Let's pretend I do know something, and you're just telling me again. It's like, I admit this with my heart and my soul. I had no idea that Brock was gonna be there. I didn't know anything. I'm sorry, my travel team. Please don't dump me. Like, and at some point, Paul Heyman turned on Roman and sided with Brock Lesnar. For a while, they were back together, reunited, and it feels so good. Brock won the WWE title over on Raw. And, yeah. Yeah. It was good for things were good over there for a while, and he was saying like he's gonna, he wants to fight Roman title for title. He's gonna win the Royal Rumble as champion, and then you know go challenge Roman Reigns, and they're gonna be the title for title in the Rumble. But then, what happened was, Roman showed up, interfered in the match between Brock Lesnar and Lashley, a dream match that I've wanted to see since fucking forever, since Bobby Lashley came back and Brock Lesnar was in the same company. I was like, yo, man, Brock is right there, Lashley's right there. They're both, former heavyweight champions. They're both these beefy dudes, and they're both former mixed martial artists. Let them go at it. Let them go at it, man. Just put them in the ring and step back. And, it seemed for the longest time that WWE was never going to do it. I don't know why, man. They were right there. They were always right there. And there were always opportunities for them to, lock up. And that was the whole shtick. That was kind of Bobby Lashley's shtick in the beginning. He's like, he wanted to fight Roman Reigns and he wanted to challenge Brock Lesnar so bad. He was like, I'm the only guy around here who has legit credentials to face off against Brock Lesnar. That was one of the main points in Bobby Lashley's promo against Roman Reigns when they were fighting each other at Extreme Rules. I think it was Extreme Rules. Yeah, it was Extreme Rules. That was the thing, and I wanted to see it then. I wanted to see it then. I'm like, yes, absolutely. I agree. I'm sick of seeing Roman Reigns fight Brock Lesnar. Can we get Bobby Lashley in on this pitch? Please, man. Please. Goddamn. He's right. He is right. Anyway. But yeah, Bobby Lashley won the title and then lost it at Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia because he got injured after Seth Rollins tossed Austin Murphy into Bobby Lashley's pod and he had to be taken out of the match. But then, Brock won the title. After winning the Royal Rumble, he said he was going after Reigns. He won the title at the Elimination Chamber, and he challenged Reigns at WrestleMania. The WrestleMania was clear; it was going to be title for title. But then weird shit happened. It was title for title, then a winner takes all, and a unification match. And I'm just like, yo, you do know what a unification is, right? You do know that it's not just you holding both belts. You take both titles and you make a new one. You can have one main belt from here on in. Fucking Russo called this shit back then. He's like, this is gonna happen. They're gonna unify the belts. They're trying to serve two masters, Fox and the USA Network. Because Fox and the USA Network, they want, guys, they want their own. Each brand having their own champion kind of served a purpose. It made them both happy. Each show could be like, hey, come watch SmackDown. We got this guy on our show. We got this guy. Having the separate brands really did, the show a huge favor. And, USA had its own thing, but they could be like, hey, we got Brock Lesnar. Fox could be like, yeah, we got Roman Reigns. We got these guys, we got these guys, we got these girls, shit like that. Both the channels could say we got the one USA Network had Raw, Fox had SmackDown. Each had their own thing. Things was happy, but there every now and then there would be a USA Network saying we want Roman on Raw, or a Fox guy saying we want Brock on Fox instead of USA Network, and merging the titles means there's gonna be one. The brand split's no longer a thing anymore, man. Essentially, the brand split's gonna stop being a thing. It's gonna be like it was back in fucking 2015 to 2018. Where there was one title. The brand split wasn't a thing. Champs from both shows would show up on either show. Draft didn't really matter. It just dictated what night you were. It didn't really matter where you were drafted because you could work on either show. And all the fucking pay-per-views were, every brand. And I liked the days when the draft split was a proper split. Each show had its own look and feel, its own stars, its own champions, and its own fucking pay-per-views. I get that there were joint pay-per-views like your SummerSlams, your Royal Rumbles, your WrestleManias. I get that. And especially Survivor Series. When did that become bragging rights? When did Survivor Series turn into bragging rights, man? It's not. It's freaking Survivor Series. Anyway, that tirade aside. So the unification match. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. The biggest match of all time. The biggest match in the history of WrestleMania. The Universal Champion versus the WWE World Champion in a unification match. The blow off match to the saga of Lesnar versus Reigns. This is it. The saga will end, but the stories will continue, you know? But the legacy lives on. Dun, 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 dun. Like some stuff, fucking, what is this? What's this one? Rise of the Skywalker shit? You ever see that trailer? The saga will end, but the legend lives on. Oh, that shit. Anyway, Roman Reigns comes down in the ring, and $1 million of pyro go off. After a while, man, a while. It doesn't go off when he raises the title. He raises the title and stands there for a few seconds, and then the pyro goes off. It's like, yo, you in the production truck, wake the fuck up, man. What are you doing back there? Anyway, yeah. Brock comes in, got his beast ponytail at the top. It's like, explosive entrance and all that. Yeah, they fight, dude. A couple Superman punches, suplexes. Dude, when the match started, right away Brock took off his gloves. He right away took the gloves off. Say, nah, we're skipping the fucking first gear. We jumping straight into gear 2, and we're going from there. And that's what this match was, man. They fucking skipped gear 1, jumped straight to gear 2, and went from there. That's why I'm like, wow, over so quickly. It's because they dropped that initial, like, feeling each other out, couple grapples here and there. They just jumped straight to suplex, Superman punch, show elbows, and fucking clotheslines, and battering each other into shit. Roman used the title to bonk Brock in the head, but it's not enough. Speared Brock, but it's not enough. Like just low blows and, interference from Paul Heyman, spears on the outside, F5s. It was fucking brutal. Greatest match of all time? No, not really. Biggest match of all time? You're damn right it is. It had that big match feel that you only get in the main event of a WrestleMania, man. It was huge, man. The star power was huge. The story was huge. The events leading up to it were big. I mean, Brock drove a fucking, forklift truck into Roman Reigns' van, smashing the windows, flipped the van that they were in. And then when Reigns and the Usos got in the next van and tried to hightail it, he ripped off the door. Fucking Roman busted Brock open. Brock beat up fucking security. Oh, so much awesomeness. And Brock Lesnar as a face, it is really good, man. He's a really good, Cowboy B Brock is really great, man. I mean, people say Cowboy Brock. I'm calling him Cowboy B Brock, man. If you don't like it, sound off in the comments, man. Because, quite frankly, I don't give a shit. That's what I'm calling him, and I'm sticking to it. Cowboy B Brock. Anyway. Man, I haven't seen Brock this jovial since that Money in the Bank thing when he had the briefcase and he turned it into the boombox and he was Beast Box Brock for a while. He's got it, 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 he's got it. Oh. Oh shit. This match was hard hitting, it was fast, it was good, and it didn't always do its welcome, and it wasn't an absolute slog like that WrestleMania 34 match. It was boom, 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 boom. It's like that SummerSlam match was awesome, dude. Yeah. Roman won, after hitting the spear. But dude, it was yeah. WrestleMania. Man. What a show. What a show. Not much I can say. Man. Quick recap. Becky Lynch lost to Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair defeated Becky Lynch for the Women's title. Charlotte Flair retained her Smackdown Women's title. Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs lost to the Usos. And RK Bro retained their tag team titles. And oh, another feud I didn't care about. Drew McIntyre beat Happy Corgan. First person to ever kick out of the End of Days. Call me your End of Days. No, you won't. No, you won't, sucker. Corbin kicked out and chopped one of the friggin' ropes off, trying to get at Madcap Moss. The 2022 Andrew the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Who the fuck wrote that? The Andrew the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Dude, do you work here? Have you been paying attention? Like, what? Ah. Ah. Shit, man. How did you fuck that up? Damn. Yeah, what was I gonna say? And, shit. Forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, Drew, Drew Vitzing, and, Edge beat AJ Styles with an assist from Damian Priest, who's recently embraced his more darker side, you know. And what else happened? Shit, Pat McAfee, beat Austin Theory, but then lost to Vince McMahon. Steve Austin beat Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan didn't win the tag team titles, but they won my fucking heart, man. It's not a lot, but you got me. Yeah. Sasha Banks and Naomi won the women's tag team titles. Good for Sasha, man. First big victory at WrestleMania. Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad she won. I'm happy for her. That means at some point, her and Naomi are gonna go 1-on-1. I mean, 2-on-2 with Ripley and Liv. So that match is gonna be dope. I look forward to it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. WrestleMania. Wrestle freaking Mania. What a show. Just, and the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, beat Brock Lesnar for the for the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. I can't wait for the Raw after Mania. Or I can't wait to see the new belt. The aftermath of WrestleMania is always a fun party. It was where Brock returned, where Bobby Lashley returned, and there's always big returns and call ups and you know, big things happen the Raw after WrestleMania. The only thing quite as big as WrestleMania itself is SummerSlam, the Royal Rumble, and the Raw after WrestleMania. There's a big 5 pay-per-views, but in terms of special WWE calendar days, like the Raw after WrestleMania is definitely a big one. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. And yeah, man, this WrestleMania shaped up to be truly a stupendous event. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Mark Wahlberg was in the intro video for both Manias. Like, there was also this dude that was there too. I remember like seeing this guy and just thinking like, I'm like, yo, who's this dude? Like, who's this guy? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is he here? Like, who's this like twink Garrett Hedlund looking dude? And it turns out the twink Garrett Hedlund looking dude, I can't remember his name, but he's like some famous TikTok guy who has some kind of like partnership with Mark Wahlberg, I think. I'm like, oh, that kind of explains why Wahlberg was there. Not really. It doesn't explain why Wahlberg was there. It might explain why this guy's here. Mark Wahlberg's doing the intro, like made a call, like, hey, can you give like my bud something to do? It's like, who is he? Like that guy on TikTok? Like, who? No, the twink version of Garrett Hedlund from Tron. Oh yeah. I see him now. I'm sorry. Oh shit, man. Anyway, this WrestleMania was man, man, dude, felt good, felt good, man. There were several moments where I just smiled, man. I smiled hard watching this show. Whew, yeah, stupendous indeed. Shit, WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas. WrestleMania 2022 edition was truly dope. Anyway, that's all I have to say to you. This has been the Shogun on the S&W EXPerience podcast review for WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, you can't have dill bread without dildo. I'm in God mode now.